Rapid TV, my name is Steve Chooks.
Best Afrobeat song will go to The Bunch and Snoop Dogg, Oliver Twist.
Piece of my heart, Whiskey.
Right now, will probably be Grateful by Fino.
My favorite Afrobeat song is Afrobeat.
I can't. There's so much.
It has to be one of our Stairs songs.
I love a lot of them. I don't think I have a favorite Afrobeat song right now. I cannot pick.
I can't pop.
Living in Bondage.
It has to be between Blood Sisters and Lionhearts.
I don't have favorite anything. I have favorite food. I have favorite colors. I barely have favorite any other thing.
Oh my God. Living in Bondage. The first one. I'm not a child.
Right now, a ghetto love story.
Okay, my favorite Nigerian dish would be
Banga stew with rice.
Come on now. Okwa.
Pounded yam and egusi soup.
Beans and plantain.
is oha soup. Fufu and oha soup. Thank you.
Bread and akara.
Bitter leaf soup with catfish and snail and fufu. Proper Santana. Apple. Nekedu keke ime. Idi sure ne demma. Idi kwoi. Ilaro ofuma tata. Iteta iligo kwenni. Man ndi gina afọ. You nwike me things. You understand? Okay.
Are you missing out on interviews, music, entertainment, thought-provoking discussions, and more? Don't sweat it, man. We've got you covered. No matter where you are, be part of the action 24/7, online and live.
Caesar Radio.
On Facebook, it's Rapid FM Umahia. On Instagram, it's official Rapid FM. And on X, it is Rapid FM 965. Tune in to Rapid 96.5 FM or listen to us live on our website at www.rapidfm965.com or radiogarden.com.
Better yet, get our mobile app from the Google Play Store.
Catch the pulse of the Southeast on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city.
Hey, Oyanam, all Caesar Radio.
Welcome back. Hope you had a great time on Sports with Emmanuel Zukafor and Eastern Seko from the East with Adeze and Michael. I did promise you a conversation this morning at about 9, and it's of interest to let you know that we are ready to have that conversation. I know that sometimes when you get to use the road, you are like, what are these people doing on the road? Why is our road not protected? That is because it's not as if it's not being protected, but maybe one or two things just going wrong. Maybe some personnel just behaving in a strange way. We never could tell. But then what we're talking about today regarding to our road, and we're going to be focusing, beaming our searchlight on the FRSC's core mission, which is to prevent or minimize accidents on highways, clear obstructions, educate the public on road safety, And of course, their core values includes professionalism, integrity, service delivery to the public. At the core of it all, it is to the public, whatever it is they do. Now, some persons might want to argue, are they really serving us? Well, that's a question that we're going to be answering this morning. I do have my guest with me who took out time from his very busy schedule to be here this morning. He is the Assistant Corps Marshal, FRSC, and his name is Olusegun Ogungbemide. It's so great to have you on the show this morning.
It's a pleasure to be here with you.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. I think we'll start from the top, which is, from your perspective, do you think that the FRSC is living up to its core value?
Yes, thank you very much. If you really know where we were prior to the establishment of Federal Road Safety Corps and where we are today as regards traffic management in Nigeria, you agree with me, or for those that were there before the creation of FRSC, and what we have done so far is an obvious thing that Federal Road Safety Corps has really come of age, not in terms of age as per figure, but in terms of accomplishments of the mandate given to them by the federal government, that truly we are living to expectation and in line with the core value of the Corps.
Okay. Now, you talk about where we've been so far, I mean, where we are right now, and some persons will say, okay, in terms of technology, why does it look like we're, I mean, let me talk about my experience, for example. I've been in a vehicle where you're being stopped by your personnel, and the next thing they're asking for your driver's license.
Okay.
And they tell you, why don't you have your paper driver's license? Even when you're showing them something on your phone. Is it that the Corps is not in tune with technology, or just a clear witch hunt?
Many people have actually been coming up with this idea of, well, I have my driver's license on my phone, and why is it not acceptable to men of Federal Road Safety Corps? But you will also agree with me that we are first the one that created the driver's license, which is an upgraded level that is being accepted all over the world, even the Western world, where you can use it as a document to use their road pending the time you are able to have access to theirs. So for us to have built the integrity of the driver's license to that level, you should know that it's a product of technology, meanwhile. And when it comes to issue of having it on your phone and you feel FRSC should accept or see it as being valid, is also a reflection of the society. A society where we have fake things all over the places. And even you have fake human beings, if you have reason to put it that way. There's something that played out recently on social media where I was talking about assassination of somebody. It's all over the places. It's a AI product. It's not me. It's me as a person, but it's not my voice. And many people believed. So what gave you the impression that that driver's license that is being shown to me on that phone is not cloned and it's not fake?
Which makes me want to ask.
Yes.
I know you want something, but now being fake or not being fake can only be determined by you.
Exactly.
Like by the FRSC.
Exactly.
So does it mean that the FRSC doesn't have what it takes to be able to decipher a cloned or a fake driver's license on the phone?
On the phone?
Yes.
Physically?
Maybe like numbers or code or something?
Yes, physically we have, because we have the verifier to do that. We have the equipment to even know the security details on the physical license. Yes, the physical copy. But when it comes to what I see on your phone, which should be the future of the system, where I should be able to, at the instance of trying to access the codes, put it in the system and also be able to get it reflected. Yes, you could be right. But where we are today is a situation where you are expected to have your driver's license handy. Do you know why many people were given this idea of this instance of in case I come across armed robbers and they pick my documents, and what happens? We agreed that one with your original documents that of your vehicle, which could be used to have a kind of runaway with your vehicle. But when it comes to driver's license, it doesn't take you anything to have your driver's license handy with you. No, there's nothing an armed robber can do with your driver's license.
Are you sure?
Yes. I know where you are going for, where you are heading as regards the issue of technology. But when it's not yet perfected, we cannot just allow ourselves to be messed up. And that is where we take things, a step at a time. For now, we've been able to perfect the integrity of the driver's license.
Which is a physical copy.
Yes. But as regards the having you featured in your phones and what have you, we know there are issues that we need to, just dot the I's and line the T's before we can say, yes, we have arrived.
Okay, I'm sure lots of Nigerians will want to know because, I mean, we're in a world where people just want things easier. Banking is easy, entertainment is easy, business is easy once you have... I mean, with technology, everything is easy.
And FRSC is easy.
Nigerians actually want to know what are these dots and T's that you want to cross because they cannot wait. I've seen people really get embarrassed on the road and they're like, you gave us this. This is what it is. Look at it, it's the same. I've seen people go crazy because they are not able to prove to your personnel right there on the road that what they have on their phone is the same thing with the physical copy that they don't have present. So what are these crossing T's and dotting I's that, because Nigerians will want to know?
Yes.
And how long it will take?
Yes, the system is quite dynamic. And is a matter of trying to do the right thing so that, because one thing this country for, we have the bulk of quite intelligent men and women all over the places. That if you don't get your act right, you might just be messed up. You might just appreciate a situation where virtually everybody will not be having driver's license and they have driver's license on their phones. So like I said, if we have a kind of equipment at hand that cannot totally verify what you have on your phone, is an indication that we have not gotten there. And that is the technology, I said, the future of the car, where we are heading towards, where at the side, because it will be a thing of joy to us. Technology has a great relief for the system. It makes enforcement easier, and that is where we were, and that has taken us to this level, where FRSC is actually highly appreciated. So the dots and the lines and of the T's that we're talking of is like perfecting what we are working on. We are working on a lot of things. So if we have not gotten to a place where we say all our men should be appreciating those that are not with their driver's license, it's an indication that we're on the route and we are still heading towards that place. And I can assure you, with the man we have on board, that is the Corps Marshal, Sheikh Mohammed, who has done so much within the last 1 year that he came on board as regards the issue of technology, Nigerians can be assured that very soon we'll get there.
Is the Corps open to partnership from private individuals who are technology oriented and focused, who say, okay, we want to partner with the FRSC, which brings me to the aspect of partnership?
What will have taken us to where we are today? Because you know that virtually all the line of our technologies are products of partnership. We have our consultants that have assisted in introducing the best of technology. Because when you talk of the world-class organizations today, FRSC happen to be one. And that's why we can compete successfully. Just recently, we're just given the best road safety management by the program that was held in South Africa. That's FRSC as a road safety agency in Africa. So for us to have gotten to that height, you should know that it can only be as a result of partnership with the best hands.
Okay, we're going to talk about something that is, let's talk about road crashes. Because I do know that part of the values of the FRSC is to eradicate road traffic crashes and create a safe motoring environment in Nigeria. When we look at the numbers in terms of road crashes in different states of the country, it's not exactly so nice. And then it now leaves someone like me asking, are they really doing enough to handle road crashes?
There's a phrase the Corps Marshal is fond of using. FRSC, or road safety, is everybody's responsibility. What we do in FRSC is just unfortunate that we're always at the receiving end and the clearing points where every crash that occurs, members of the public tends to judge FRSC rather than looking at the all-encompassing approach to it. Yes, judging from where we're coming from, we're proud to 1988. If you open, I think Daily Times was the most popular newspaper in those days. If you open any pages of the Daily Times, more than 3/4 of the pages are obituaries of high and calibers, those that were done so well or great things for the nation. And that was where we are having thousands of casualties that are being recorded on a daily basis. When you go on a trip, you are not sure of coming back. And today, we still are judged as having high rate of road traffic crashes. But by virtue of FRSC analysis, we have gained some grounds in the last 37 years. You're judging from the number of vehicles that parades Nigerian roads on a daily basis. We're talking of millions. And judging from the intervention in terms of operations, public enlightenment, introduction of technology, we still have done a great deal. But one thing that is of concern in the whole thing is that when we have three categories of major causes of road traffic crashes. We have the vehicular, we have the environmental, we have the human. And the major one we are actually battled with over the years is the human factor. I can intervene perfectly as regards the condition, the maintenance of vehicles by virtue of direct intervention on what I feel I should do as an agency, like we have been doing in the areas of maintaining sanity among the tankers movement. We can intervene in the area of environment as regards what the government are supposed to do in keeping the road and removal of obstructions when we have vegetations. But when it comes to areas of human, it becomes a major problem. How do you know the psychology of the man behind their steering? How do you know the health status of the man behind their steering? How do you know a man that have decided to be a deviant, a recalcitrant driver, or the one that have decided to go to express impunity, which you have all over the places? So when you categorize it, that's why we always say 80% of the major crises we are having can be attributed to man. And that has been the focus of our battle all this year. But to be sincere to you, I think you should just stand and ask yourself, in the absence of FRSC, what will have happened on Nigerian roads?
Well, that's a big question. But then I do the questioning, you do the answering.
I'm putting it to you.
Okay, so in as much as that is something for us to reminisce about and give the Corps its flowers, for the many things. Some persons like myself would want to ask pertinent questions, because when I look at the numbers, I'm seeing an increase from 2022 in the numbers, a percentage of about 8.56%, from 2022 to 2023 to 2024, and then looking at what the Corps is doing, it's almost like it's not reflecting in the statistics. And so, yes, in as much as we want to blame humans, which now brings me to my next question to you, sir. We blame humans. Now, the Corps has realized that majority of these things are human factors. Yes. Car maintenance, not stable mentally, a lot of other factors. What is the Corps doing to see how they can take out of these human factors? Now, I will break this down. For example, tanker drivers, they ply the roads. And if my memory serves me well, there was a time where the Corps did say tanker drivers are not allowed to drive from this time to that time. These are the times they're allowed to drive on the road for safety. But we still have tanker drivers. 2 p.m. in the afternoon, they are on the road. Struggling road with small Sienna.
Yes.
3 p.m., 4 p.m., we still have tankers struggling the road with other drivers. And when anything happens, we've seen these things play out a lot. What is the FRSC doing about it? Because it seems like these tanker drivers, they are coconut head.
Thank you. It's from your mouth that I heard that. I don't know much about the coconut head, but I know they have head. And let me correct this narrative that FRSC came out any moment or any time to dictate the movement of vehicles, because we work in line with the Constitution and the Act establishing Federal Road Safety Corps. And we've never been given access to such information, either via the Constitution or directive, that there's a particular time that vehicles should move.
So you're not aware of the timing?
What we know is that there's free movement, freedom of movement
for
in Nigeria under the Constitution.
Okay.
But at the same time, however, what the information that is also available to us is that we know that from state to state, there are edicts put in place to checkmate movement of these articulated vehicles. I recall when I was the sector commander in Lagos that we had this crash on Otedola Road, and that was quite devastating, which prompted the formation of committee to decide on movement of tankers. But we couldn't really make a headway, because before policies are made, government will always look at, they will analyze the pros and cons, the advantage and disadvantages. Even you, in the course of the discussion, we even know that the night movement still have its own implication.
Okay. So
the tendency to now sit down as government to say, what is the way forward? Is it asking them to move at night? They were the stakeholders. We were also invited to, because they own the essence, all whatever directive we are going to give has to be carried out by them. And one of the conditions given was, or the complaint then was, what happens to security of our property or our personnel or our drivers when they have to ply the road at night? What happens to their safety when they get involved in crashes at night, knowing fully well that help is not always readily available at night? And in a situation where you have lineup of tankers loaded with fuel at night and one gets involved in a crash, you just wake up in the following morning, the road you were expected to be clear has been totally down because a crash occurred. And we have lineup, because all of them will now have to move at the same time. So assuming we have about 50 tankers loaded going towards the north, and they were all moving, and one had the problem that led to Inferno, what happens? So government, we couldn't really have the headway. But I also got to know that in FCT, they succeeded. That, within a particular time, I learned between 3 p.m. and 10 p.m., articulated vehicles are not expected to move. And
from 10
p.m.
Yes.
And in the morning, the same does the peak period. It's still FCT, authority arrangement. It's not that it's federal government decision.
Okay, it's not an FRSC arrangement.
No. So if there is what we get involved in is, maybe there's a task force, they get us involved, and we are also part of the task force in the jurisdiction when we are invited. And that you also remember that FRSC has always been giving advocacy, discouraging night movements. So you cannot stay where there's contradiction as regards your policies. We always say night movement because of the crisis, because of the insecurity, because of the safety problem, when there are crashes, attending to them, and visibility. We also came up with that. So this thing has to be balanced. To me, it's not the time now, personally.
Okay, it's about what?
It's about getting to the root of the cause of the problem and nipping it on the bud.
So what's the root cause of the problem?
The root cause of the problem is just that the road, the land means of transportation is overburdened.
Okay, I think we will come to that. We'll just go on a very short break. And then when we come back, we'll talk about the overburdenedness of our roads. Don't go anywhere.
Are you missing out on interviews, music, entertainment, thought-provoking discussions, and more? Don't sweat it, man. We've got you covered. No matter where you are, be part of the action 24/7, online and live.
On Facebook, it's Rapid FM Umahia. On Instagram, it's official Rapid FM. And on X, it is Rapid FM 965. Tune in to Rapid 96.5 FM or listen to us live on our website at www.rapidfm965.com or radiogarden.com.
Better yet, get our mobile app from the Google Play Store.
Catch the pulse of the Southeast on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city.
Hey, Oyanam, all Siso Radio.
Time is power. Our lives are powered by the sun. As the sun rises, so do we. As we trust it to rise and set without any worries interrupting your morning with our hybrid all-in-one inverter, powering our prosperity and happiness. But also nurture what is dear to us, powering trust and support, empowering us to do things that really matters. Star Times Solar, power your life.
My name is also.
My name is Ima Ehumadu, aka.
My name is DK, aka I'm watching you do. Keep watching Rapid TV.
You are watching Rapid TV.
Shout out to Rapid TV.
Hey, Rapid TV, Carigo. The biggest, the finest, the only Rapid TV.
Rapid TV.
Yes, keep watching.
Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that down.
Keep watching Rapid TV.
This is me giving a rapid response to Rapid TV.
They like bribe. Those ones in that place.
Okay.
All right, welcome back. Hope you have been enjoying the conversation regarding to the Federal Road Safety Corps and everything in between, the core values, the achievements, and how we as road users can make it a better place. And I still have the Assistant Corps Marshal right here with us. He's been answering some of the questions in a way that would, enlighten us very much. We stopped at the overburdened nature of our roads. Yes. That is a part that a lot of people would want you to talk about.
Yes, thank you. If you're a good student of history, you know where Nigeria actually started, where we had all the modes of transportation working perfectly well. Mm-hmm. The fuel that is highly appreciated today moved through the pipe. You have most of our haulages, they brought the dry and the wet cargo being conveyed via the rail from the seaport to every other part of the country. And you have this integration within the modes of transportation. Eventually, we started gradually witnessing collapse. The collapse of the pipe, the collapse of the railway, and the burden now descended on the road. I watched a video one day where I saw in a particular country about 500 containers were being moved on the rail. And what just came to my mind is removal of 500 trucks from the road. what is the impact of that removal on the durability of that road, on safety, and even the stress that road users do pass through. Do you know the psychological trauma that you encounter when you have to meander as a smaller car through trucks here and there, that you are climbing a hilly place and you are not sure of whether it's going to roll back? So these are, because ideally I'd expected that when the pipe was actually working well, the distance most time then was movement from the depot to the retailing point, which is a few hundred meters. I think you are getting the point. But today, we see conveyance of fuel from Lagos to Sokoto, to Kano, to Maiduguri via the road, thousands of kilometers. And even if the effort of FRSC, as regards making sure that, like we did, we started 2007 with introduction of road safety standardization scheme, road transport standardization scheme, where we say we must regulate haulage system, that every company that has more than 5 vehicles in their fleet must be registered. And we give them the certification that is required just to make sure that we operate with minimum safety standard in the country. Then we graduated to a situation where we have the safe to load. That rather than running after all these tankers on the highway, a loaded tanker, you agree with me, is very risky.
Oh, yes.
Because we are dealing with the most dangerous vehicles in the whole world when the tanker is loaded. Any little problem, you see the effect we have been seeing. So we have more than 6,000 of them moving on a daily basis. Rather than running after them when we discover faults, why can't we meet them at the point of loading? That's why we introduce safe to load, where we have our operatives. We have close to 117 depots all over the federations today, where we have our operatives checking the safety details before these vehicles are allowed to load. People don't really appreciate what we are doing because you only judge from one angle. And that's why I asked the question, assuming FRSC is not existing, what will have happened to this? Even the post-crash response, many people will have been there on the roads bleeding to death if there's no such intervention. Even the corpses will have been lying there without any rescue if these efforts have not been put in place. So we introduced this safe to load. To do what? To make sure that we have these vehicles checked and meeting up with the minimum safety standard before they are released on the road. So these are the pressure that the road has been managing, that FRSC have also started to come in as interventionists to make sure that we do the right thing and put everything in right perspective. All other things being equal. The road users, other agencies, and the road itself.
Okay. I have 2 more questions before we wind down. And I listened to you very carefully, and you talked about intervention. What's the duration for intervention by the Corps in the event of an accident?
Yes, I think we've improved a lot. The official duration is 15 minutes. But with what we have introduced in the recent time, we have our responders, quick responders that we have at intersections. That artisan that you see by the roadside is one of our workers, in quotes.
Okay.
They were trained because they have access to the road even before us. So the moment the crash occurs, they go in and also inform us while rendering first aid service. So because it's a function of information, no matter how effective our response time is, if we don't have information from members of the public, we cannot do anything. That's why we complain about visibility and nighttime. Any crash could occur when there are no people there. Many people will just bleed and die. And that's why we have this intervention. Secondly, we have our toll-free.
Okay.
Initially, we're having problem with communication. People don't want to use their money to reach out, irrespective of they help, they feel they are rendering. So we introduce the toll-free 122, where,
122.
yes, the moment you call, our call center is operating 24/7.
Let me try it right now.
Yes, 24/7.
I like practical.
One celebrity tried it. Yes.
Let's test to see. Is it going to ring or somebody's going to respond?
Somebody will respond from there.
Sir, if nobody responds, you are possessed to Nigerians.
Yes.
Well, waiting, it's not ringing. What's happening?
Try it again. It's technology. It's not a network. Anything can happen.
So in the case of an accident now,
yes,
and the number is not ringing.
Yes.
Okay, I want us to be practical so that by the time we are announcing these numbers on our programs, we are very sure of what we are announcing, and someone will not come and say, Rapid TV, what are you people doing?
Yes.
You give us the wrong number. Can someone in the studio also try the number while I'm trying mine?
Please go ahead.
Because mine is not ringing.
And I'll also tell you that when we're doing our road show with handbills on the highway, a celebrity, very popular celebrity, was coincidentally was around that axis, and he was given the handbill, and he saw 122, and he said, "Let me make a mess of these people and see whether it will work, just like you are trying to do." And he called the number, and somebody responded immediately from. He said, "So wow, Nigerians can be this sincere."
Is the number ringing? 122. Let's have 122 dial. Because it's not coming
just
up on
continue
mine.
in the absence of technology. I don't know your technology, your network status here, but they operate 24 hours. They are there, and the essence of it is they are the one that connects to every part of the federation.
Okay.
Why not give a round of applause to FRSC for this?
Okay, that's a good one. Now, I had two reasons why I asked this question.
Yes.
Last year was a tough one for someone like myself. I lost 6 of my friends in road accident. One along the Lugbe Airport Road, and it took close to an hour for help to come. The other one along the Benue Aziz was a car crash. They all burnt to ashes. Yeah. It took a very long time for help to come. Yes. And when the help came, it was more of people surrounding them. Exactly. And so that's why I had to ask how long it takes for intervention. And so now that there is a number, at least Nigerians now know, okay, 122 is the number to call. And if you have good network, it's going to go through. But let's now talk about, as we get set to wrap up, where do we have any technology that can help people call the FRSC just in case they find themselves in a position where their mobile network isn't working?
Okay.
Is there any means? Is the FRSC working on something to say, okay, this technology can help Nigerians in case you find yourself in a box place where there's no service?
Well, what we have actually done to manage that is wider spread. Because outside network in Nigeria today, unless we are trying to engage the witches and wizards, because I wouldn't know, because the one I will have mentioned to you is the one that is even beyond Nigeria, which is the recent introduction of our FRSC mobile app. You understand, it's just introduced by the commercial when it came in, where you have a kind of one-stop shop. Every facilities and activities of FRSC is embedded in it. That even when you are traveling on a trip, you can know the kilometers per hour that your driver is going. Okay. You can, the high witness accounts that you just mentioned, you saw our men misbehaving. Maybe there's a crash. Oh yes. You can snap it. I'm giving you the lowdown now. You can snap it. You can record them. We have our on-time situation room or monitoring room, 24 hours too, where this information gets to. In case you are traveling and there are black spots, there are points that will tell you ahead that you are approaching a black spot. It's quite dynamic because as the black spots are erasing, we are also updating. And you can also access our traffic radio, 107.1 FM.
Anywhere you are.
The bandwidth is FCT. But with this mobile app, it's all over the world. And if you have such So because like it's a function of information. If you are where you cannot disseminate information, what do we do? Because even when you talk about reaching out and there's no network, how do you even reach out to the person that has this mobile app to help you contact, which will become a problem too. So what we do is that we also have our help area also stationed, distributed all over the federation, that in case the information gets to us or on their own, passerby could also meet them and say there's a crash at a particular spot during the day. But at night, because we are not harmed, it becomes a problem. Because in every safety issue, you think of your own personal safety first. And that's why we guide the interest of our men to make sure it's only when they are safe that they can also give safety to Nigerians. So when you are operating at odd hour and anything happen, because you cannot really predict what can happen, that's why we discourage night traveling. So these are the things you can do. Let help come. Maybe other passerby will be able to run to the nearest FRSC point and reach out for necessary help. And like those that we have trained, if you are favored, they are within the vicinity, they will also reach out to us. Okay, I have a lot of questions, but our time will not permit us to go into those questions. I would like to say that the major goal of the Founding Fathers was for the Corps to become a world-class organization that will fulfill its primary purpose of existence and align itself, towards realizing all UN resolutions on the reduction of deaths and injuries on the roads and making the Nigerian roads one of the safest in the world. As we wrap up, sir, do you think that the Founding Fathers will be happy with the progress where we are so far? Yes, we have regular interface with the Founding Fathers, and as God will have it, virtually all of them are still alive. And if they are not happy with what we are doing, with the level of their integrity and honor, they will have been calling us to order, which I know they do occasionally when they see things are going wrong. And if you know the enormosity of what we are battling with, which they also happen to appreciate, because they know what it was then. They know the level of technology. They know the level of traffic they are managing compared to where we are today. And when you look all over the world, the scenario is not quite too different. Because when we talk of the best of road safety management in the world today, they still have their own challenges they are managing. That's why we used to tell members of the public that administrations are not run on social media. Every country tries to protect its own. They show us what they want us to see, but not Nigeria trying to ridicule their own enforcers and telling the world that they are useless. So things you think we are not doing right here, they are also having such challenges over there and trying to manage it. And that is what you can imagine. Virtually every day we are talking of expansion of the road. That is government trying to accommodate the excessive traffic that we have all over, that has grown over the years. And transportation sector is the most dynamic of all the sectors, because newcomers come, they also go, and rapid changes coupled with the means of getting new vehicles into the system. Virtually everybody today will go for Belgium. Even these articulated vehicles, they are not perfect. And these are the things, burden that comes to FRSC to manage. And truly, our Founding Fathers will know that they can be proud of this set of people. Una, they try. Thank you like we much. Always say, you they do well. Thank you. All right. I'm sure that a lot of people have been able to understand more about the activities of the FRSC and, of course, cut them some slack, but do not hesitate to use the number 122 in the case of an emergency. As far as you have good network, and of course try to get the app so you can be up to date with what is happening in the Corps, and as much as possible you owe yourself a duty to stay safe. Like I always tell you on the show, you have to stay safe. If you're driving, don't drink. If you're drinking, don't drive, because at the end of the day, whatever you do to yourself, it's not just yourself, the next person is also using the road. And like people always say, when you're driving on the road, you're driving for 4 people, the person here, the person there, the person in front of you, the person behind you, and so you just have to put everyone in consideration, knowing that you have a family to go back to, people who want to tell you welcome, just the same way they told you bye-bye. And one last thing as we run out, sir. Is there any orientation for road users coming up anytime soon? Orientation is on regular basis for road users. There's nowhere you can converge on road users to say we want to train them.
No, I mean maybe online or something.
We have it all over the places on regular basis. We have our public education departments, which I happen to be the head, and we have our road radio. I just mentioned 107.1 running 24 hours, where we communicate to members of the public on the proper use of the roads. And in all the commands, the field commands, every morning they go to motor parks and talk to people, and they also reach out to members of the public through the various media made available to them.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Assistant Corps Marshal Olusegun Ogunbemide. It's been a great time talking with you, and I do hope that when I call you to disturb and report your personnel, you will not put my call on DND.
Always at your service, but don't call me when you commit a traffic offense.
Why do I have you? If I cannot use it to avoid, you know. We don't
do that. We don't accept that.
All right, it has been a great time on the show. Thank you guys so much for staying with me from 7 up until this time. I really had a great time talking to you and, of course, bringing all of the information. I will be back tomorrow morning bright and early, 7 o'clock, and I'll be with you again till about 10. Do not forget that we are available on all our social media platforms on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on X. If you find a personnel that is doing against what the Assistant Corps has said, don't forget to always reach out on our social media platform and reports. We will definitely escalate it, which is the real reason why we're here. And this conversation will also be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So you want to refresh yourself, you want to go over it again at Official Rapid TV, subscribe and see all of our episodes right there on our YouTube channel. You can also watch us anywhere in the world on our website, www.rbnradiotv.com. My name is Cynthia Agbo. That is the same name on all platforms. I will see you tomorrow bright and early. Tomorrow promises to be super exciting because we're talking about migration, aka Japa. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Are you missing out on interviews, music, entertainment, thought-provoking discussions, and more? Don't sweat it, man. We've got you covered. No matter where you are, be part of the action 24/7, online and live.
On Facebook, it's Rapid FM Umahia. On Instagram, it's Official Rapid FM. And on X, it is Rapid FM 965. Tune in to Rapid 96.5 FM or listen to us live on our website at www.rapidfm965.com or radiogarden.com.
Better yet, get our mobile app from the Google Play Store.
Catch the pulse of the Southeast on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city.
Hey, Oyannam, all Sister Radio.
The executive program in advertising is accredited by the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ARCON. It offers a comprehensive 5-month course aimed at professionals looking to excel in advertising and brand communication. The program by the School of Media and Communication is in collaboration with Troy Cars Insight Communications. It covers from creative strategy and media planning to ethics and digital advertising. Participants will explore key areas such as brand management, public relations, experiential marketing, political advertising, and more. The course also emphasizes hands-on experience and the integration of Africa-centered advertising philosophy. It is designed for advertising executives, marketing managers, corporate communication professionals, business owners, and anyone looking to deepen their understanding of advertising. The course is scheduled to commence on May 12, 2025. The program costs 1,918,000 naira. For details, contact Grace at 0806638569 and Samsudin at 070101789111. or email professionaleducation@smc.edu.ng.
Time is power. Our lives are powered by the sun. As the sun rises, so do we. As we trust it to rise and set without any worries interrupting your morning with our hybrid all-in-one inverter, powering our prosperity and happiness. But also nurture what is dear to us, powering trust and support, empowering us to do things that really matters. Star Times Solar, power your life.
Greatness is not faceless. Greatness has a face. It has many faces. It has over 200 million faces. It has your face. It has my face. Greatness is beyond what we do. It's how we do it. It is the people we do it for. It is never settling, continuously tinkering with an idea till answers to age-old questions emerge. It is our wittiness. It is our speed. It's our energy. It's our heavy punches. It is making melodies from anything. It is in the endless poetry of Nigerian life, joyful, frustrating,